Hey everybody, I returned. Welcome back to another anime review. Aaron here. So yeah, I've been gone for 4 days now, but today I'm bringing you Violet Evergarden episode 12 review. I do apologize by the way that I've been gone for so long. I've had a lot of stuff just happen. Don't worry, I saw some people panicking on Twitter. I'm perfectly fine. I just been busy with certain things here and there, and I had work yesterday. For example, I had to go to a private screening for a movie. I'll talk more about that when I can. I don't know if I can talk about it too much, so I'm gonna stay quiet about it. But it was a Chinese anime that came out, and I was really happy to see that. And I was with a very small group of people that got to see it, so it was kind of cool. But anyways, aside from that, so you can tell I've been busy. Today we're looking at Violet Evergarden episode 12, as I said, and this is gonna be a quick review for the most part because I really don't want to dive too much into what happened exactly. I think the brunt of this week's episode was to show multiple things. The first is that war is resurging right now. And you know what's very cool about Violet Evergarden is that it's keeping that real life aspect of war resurgence. Because I don't know if people know this. If you're not a history buff, it's understandable. But if you're like me and you do like history, a lot of wars, especially, you can go into things like World War One, you can go into Civil War, the American wars, etc. And you can see that there are many of these wars that break out, and then when the major battles are over, everything's done, people think that the war is over. It's like, oh, it's all concluded, everything's finalized. No, typically there are still groups that refuse to think that the war is over and still go about and try to continue the war in whatever way possible. And that's where, sometimes people panic because they're like, oh my god, is it going to be the resurgence of war? Is the war going to start again? It's not always the case, really. It's more so just a bunch of rebels that feel like, hey, let's continue the bloodshed because of various reasons, which, is depending on who's actually at war. But, it's very interesting that Violet Evergarden made sure to keep adhere to that, which I think is kind of cool. And we saw a brief glimpse of that last week where it was a kind of rebellious groups here and there, but it looks like things are getting worse because now they're attacking peace treaties between the nations that have concluded with the war and, just want to get rid of this whole thing and put it behind them now. And they're attacking, the caravans leading to it, or even areas nearby to kind of show fear and to cause some, I want to say small things of terrorism here and there. And what's interesting, though, is that we see Violet come to rush to the aid of, her fellow dolls and stuff like that because she knows that this is going to be a possibly dangerous situation. So she goes in the train with them, and lo and behold, she's not incorrect. The train is attacked by a kind of rebel group, and they try to split the train, so they split the forces in the trains. But in the process, though, we see something very interesting because during this whole episode, we've seen the brother of the major, who is also now, I think he's captain if I'm not mistaken, you see a lot of disdain. We saw that several episodes also, but they really didn't focus too much on it. They just showed a brief glimpse of how he hates, our main character Violet. But the thing is this week focused more on showing that he really can't stand her. He legitimately hates this woman, and it's not just. I thought there was another reason for it, but then I realized no, it's not really because he has disdain for her as a character. He has disdain for the fact that she lived while his brother died. And it's more so because his brother, was someone that was, in his mind at least, was somewhat special and important. And then you have Violet being a war dog, essentially. Someone that was on the battlefield and just took orders, could not think for herself, could not reason for herself. And so he sees her like that as a useless person because of that. And, it's like, that's the best way of seeing it, but you also have to understand from his point of view that he does have that hatred because he lost his brother, his family in the process, and she lived. So it's definitely, an ultimatum too if you want to side with him or you want to side with Violet. I don't think there really is a side for this that you can ever take because, you might hate, for example, this dude because he's such an asshole to Violet. But at the same time, if you have sympathy or even empathy, you understand that what he's going through is something that any family of a war would go through. So it's definitely where you kind of do feel bad for the dude. You kind of have to forgive him to a certain degree of his kind of harshness towards this woman. But we see her, I think, I want to say maybe next week's episode, he's going to probably tone it down a little bit because of the fact that Violet jumped in front of a shot that could have killed him possibly to protect him. And while she looks like she's perfectly fine, it was an utter surprise to him to see that. And I think that he's to start realizing that, besides what the leader of the dolls said, she's got a mind of her own. She's starting to get into that realm where you see her reacting to emotions. You see her reacting to various stimulus. She's helped people with her letters, like she says early on. Or I think that was actually the one guy who said that. But Violet has definitely come as a character that's gone stronger in the course of the series, and hopefully this dude sees it. I think he will. But anyways, I'm very curious what's going to happen next week, and what do you guys think is going to happen next week? We have only 2 more episodes left of Violet Evergarden because there's only 14 episodes. I'm going to miss this show. I really am. If you guys are trying to watch it, by the way, legitimately or anything like that, there are places on Netflix to watch in different countries. America, it's coming out, I believe, April 5th, I think I want to say, or April 2nd, I want to say, one of the two. But it's coming out soon nonetheless. I will talk to you guys later. I have a slew of other reviews today. I have Dame X Prince Anime Caravan. I also have Fate Extra Last Encore episode, I believe 9. I think I should have that out probably later today. And I also have a reaction to and / review for How to Keep a Mummy, which should be coming also later today. I'll try to get to them all when I can. Don't worry, I'm not going to flood you guys with them, so I'm going to spread them out. I'm probably scheduling them all at different times. But I'll see you guys later. God bless you all. Until we talk again. Bye-bye, everyone.